you.
Really good. We have Evan, we have Karen, we have Alexandra, we have MP, we have Peter, we have Pravina, we have Maria, and we have two people on the phone. Who's on the phone with us?
Angela's here. Good morning. Yeah, Leon, thank you.
Hi. Angel, right?
Yeah, correct.
Who else? We have one more person on the phone with us. Who's on the phone? We have an anonymous caller today.
Maybe they can't hear.
I don't know. Let's see if there's anybody who said they would be on and isn't on.
So while we're waiting, can I make my I have this big, like, confession isn't the right word, this big ball inside of me that in 1986 to 88, I worked for Tony Robbins and I learned all of this.
Wow.
The problem is, 30 years later, I never put one thing in place. And so I can't imagine how it took me 30 years to click in.
Wow. That's incredible, actually. I love that, first of all, that you're vulnerable enough to, just say it like that. But also that life is kind of, putting you in a place where you deserve better things, Yeah,
I guess you're right.
I mean, that's how it is. Constant and never-ending improvement. Isn't that what he says?
Yeah. Can I?
Can I? Yeah. Yes, I can.
Right.
All right. I think it's been enough of a while to wait for people to join us. If we'll have people join us during the call, that's okay. So first of all, welcome everybody. I'm so excited to have you guys on because this just means that we have all this support going on, and this is just the first call out of 2 calls that are happening today. So we've got a bunch of people participating in the 100-day challenge this year, and I can't even describe to you guys how I feel about that, having been through the challenge on my own in the past 2 years and going through all the struggles. Posting a video blog, some of you know that I did that, and talking to basically the air every single day, and not having anyone to share it with. And this year we have quite a bunch of incredible people that registered and took this on, and so I want to welcome you, and I want us to take a moment and really just clap for ourselves and celebrate the next one that are going to be so incredibly fantastic.
Wow.
Right. There's a lot of people not doing this.
Yeah.
A lot of people not doing this. Yeah, exactly. That's what I also said in the video that I posted is there's so many people who go year after year creating goals for themselves and New Year resolutions, and there's really not many people who actually follow through, and definitely not many that group up together to support other people who are going through the same things and commit to actually making the best of what it is that they plan to do. So we're the small percentage, and I hope that what we create here will not only give us the accountability needed to go through the process and win it and just maximize our results, but also to inspire other people to do the same for themselves and, be the small percentage of leaders that follow through with their goals. And the way I want to run this call today is I want to discuss a little bit about just a couple of minutes to tell you my experience of the 100-day challenge, then going over what I think we should all be doing today. And then I want to give you guys a chance to, each of you, quickly fill us in on what it is that's going through your head, whether or not you've started the challenge, if you're starting tomorrow, and where you're at. And then if we have some time, we can go over examples of some of the goals that that we've listed, and of course leave time for questions, so that we end up, you know, starting the challenge powerfully in a way that everybody feels they've got all their answers to everything and they're fully prepared. All right?
Good.
Awesome. Okay. So, so my experience, I still can't believe that I'm leading this. It really is like completely weird to me. 2 years ago, as I've shared with you, my coach, Stefan from Canada, shared this program with me. And I was completely broke. I was in a really tough place. I've shared that with you also a couple of times, but I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I felt like really alone. But I knew that I was determined. I just discovered self-development in so many ways, and it started helping me, that I was determined to, you know, use the challenge to kind of bring me to a new place and take things on and, you know, challenge myself to anything that, or everything that I want. So I paid my coach, which I couldn't afford, and I paid for the challenge, which I also couldn't afford, and I took another loan, and I got into an empty house, 4 walls, and I started renovating in hopes that this apartment that I'm taking on after renovation will be able to provide me enough money if I rent it to tourists as, you know, an income to help me save my my financial position. And while I was starting the challenge, I told the coach, I was like, you know, how can I talk to you every day and keep you posted? What if I have tough days? What do I do then? And he said, unfortunately, we can't talk every day, but let's find another strategy that would work. And I told him, you know what? I've always wanted to kind of blog. I haven't been responsible enough to do that, but maybe the challenge could help me start that out. And so how about I post a video blog every day and I upload it to YouTube before I go to sleep and I share it with you. That way I can keep you informed, and, you know, you don't have to spend that much time listening in. It could be just like 3 to 5 minute video. And he said, okay. And that's how I started my challenge. I'll share the link with you guys if you want after the call. I'm not that proud of the blog, but but it might be it might give you something. So I'm definitely willing to do that. Be vulnerable enough to share it, and you'll see some of the days I even split it up and I captured the video both in the morning and the evening, and then edited it before I went to sleep. It was very challenging to do it every day and to be responsible to upload it, but I did. And so you can see very tough days, easier days. You can mostly see that I'm alone. You can see me moving from my parents' house to the new apartment that I was talking about. I was temporarily at my parents', and you can see the place getting renovated behind me. Like every call, you can see it taking shape, taking form. And eventually, by the end of the challenge, things were starting to turn around, even to a point where I stopped the blog at some point, but I continued to really excel at, you know, the things that I set out to do. Some of them being a fitness goal that was like getting back in shape, and I ended up running in the Tel Aviv Marathon and just getting into the best shape of my life. Also, financially, like, things really turned around. The apartment really brought me to a new place. It went from being, I'll tell you guys in shekels, I'm sorry for not knowing in dollars, it doesn't matter, you'll understand the difference. An apartment that was rented for 2,500 shekels, I rented out the first month for 12,000. So it was more of a success than I thought it would be. And it turned into a real estate business that I have till this day, which allows me to do things like these and stuff that I love, and focus on things that matter. And so that's a little bit of the background, like where it came from. I did it last year as well, and I really just am so excited to do it with you guys and start it off tomorrow. And the way that I see it, it would be really powerful if we use today as our day to set aside some time to list down our goals. Some of you may have done that already. List down our goals, our massive action plan, our contract with ourselves, go through the orientation. If you guys have already seen on the program, you have an orientation that you can follow. There are a lot of forms and videos and things like that. So just go through that, prepare it in a way that empowers you. I'll be happy to share my files with you guys as well. I tried to make a file on Google Docs before the call. I was having a little bit of trouble because my file was on Excel. I thought it was as easy as copy paste, but I guess not. So I'm gonna renew it though, because I want you guys to have it and I wanna have it myself. So I'll share a link by tonight. You'll have a link to that if you wanna copy your goals to the spreadsheet, if that's easier for you guys on Google Drive, and you can update it there. I'll explain a little bit about what it is in a minute. And so I want us to do that today, really just go over what's important to us, be able to brainstorm with each other and see if we have any questions regarding how to set our goals or what, maybe like just use each other's advice. If we think our goals are measurable enough, or if they're too extreme or not extreme enough, etc. And what else? And then tomorrow, it's really about just making sure that it's set to the right time. If you play around with the panel on the 100-day challenge, you can see, you can download all kinds of different things there and set it up so that it starts for you at a certain hour in the morning. You get sent the email, you can download the app, you can get it to your phone, and you start the morning out. My recommendation, first thing in the morning, before you check your email, before you go get a drink, before anything comes up in your head, turn on the app of the 100-day challenge and listen to the video and give it those few minutes. From my experience, things come up and you'll end up forgetting about it because the day is intense and fast. You can afford 5 minutes, so make that a habit that's worth your time, because it'll change things. I'm gonna say a little more in a minute about the stuff that we're doing today, and I'm gonna show you the file that I was talking about. But I just want to leave some room for any questions regarding anything that I've said so far. And welcome to the new people who joined us. Any questions? Alexandra?
Hey, Yali?
Yeah?
Did I say your name wrong? Or did I say your name right?
You said it right, Angel. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thanks for your discount code sent to me. And Pravina, thank you for you also. You also sent me. I have a question, behind this whole thing, I know from Tony's word, one thing, whatever you get measured, get improved. So that's the whole theme of this 100-day challenge. Am I right?
Sorry?
The whole principle, a whole formula behind this 100-day challenge, the key thing in the 100-day challenge is whatever you get measured on a daily basis gets improved.
Okay. Whatever you measure on a daily basis gets improved?
Yes. So that's what Tony says in the UPW also. The more often you measure, the more quicker it gets improved.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to, that's a good point, actually, because the program, it includes a lot of different files and measurement tools. And that's something that I want us all to be accountable for. And that's why it's good that we have a group. There's an after action review where you kind of grade yourself as you go along. There are different points throughout the program where you fill that out and you grade yourself. And I agree with you that it's something that really helps you see. It helps guide you and show you where you need to put more focus and where you need to change certain habits, where you spend your time, where you don't, and things like that. So I agree with you that that is a really crucial point for the success of the program, is really measuring. And if we all follow up with that and maybe create calls after our after action reviews, even share our grades or anything like that, then I think that would be wonderful. And to the same point, I want you guys to really think of ways that will keep you personally accountable. Because, you know, what keeps me accountable is, for example, managing these calls, or the group, sharing with you guys. I think I'm going to blog this year too. It's fairly challenging to blog at the same time as doing all the other stuff. It requires time, but I may do that as well because it keeps me accountable. Find something that works for you. If you want to pair up with somebody, if you want to share on the group, even if you feel like it's very vulnerable for you and unnatural, that's a great thing. It was very unnatural for me to do the videos. You want to develop habits that put you out of your comfort zone so that it makes these 100 days really significantly challenging. That's what it's about. Also find those habits, like what habits should I adapt throughout the challenge that will keep me accountable to each of the goals that I set for myself. So if I have a fitness goal, what habits do I have to adapt? First of all, it could even be misleading beliefs, like what misleading beliefs do I have regarding my weight or whatever is possible? How can I let go of that? And which new habits? Maybe it's a mantra I say every morning. Maybe it's what time I go to the gym. Maybe it's who I go with. Maybe it's sharing with us that you've gone, you know, which is completely embarrassing. So go there. Go to those places. Any other questions regarding that?
I don't have any question. I just found a few days ago a strong enough reason why I want to do this. Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah.
You want to do this because to help you to make sure that you achieve your goals.
No, yes, partially correct. But instead of me saying in a words, so I read this book. You all know this, right?
Notes from a friend. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, note from a friend. And look at this page.
I don't see it. What does it say?
Okay. It says, in order to get out of dumps, you have to set a lot of goals.
That's really cool.
So what I used to do before, my pattern, right? So I also follow Jim Rohn, Tony's mentor. He always says that successful people are the people who identify their failure pattern and they restrict the way they fail. So that's what makes the difference between a dabbler and a master. So what I used to do before, even though I attended Tony's programs, I used to set one goal. Hey, I want to make this money. I want to make this. Usually I used to put improving on my profession. I want to make this another extra $20,000 this year. So I used to achieve it. Then after that, okay, it's gone. And I don't have any drive for, another going forward. What I observe is I used to put only small and only few goals, like a few means less than 2. This time with this 100 days challenge, what I identify myself, I have to set a lot of goals. So I feel I'm in dumps. There is a new high construct has to build now. High-rise construction.
That's a cool way of looking at it. Also, something that I see as far as listing a lot of goals, according to the 100-day challenge, you should list between 3 to 5 goals that you want to accomplish in the 100 days. However, there's a way to set it up that you split that into increments of time. So I'm actually going to show you my my file right now. This is a one from not from now. It's not the new one because I haven't completed mine yet. But I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you an example. All right. So my file, it has, for each goal, I did like a different color. You guys can see, right?
Yeah. The text is not visible, but it's okay. I think you have put your plans. So
yeah, you just have to see the idea. So
yeah, I can see the text. You know, when I expand it, I can see it.
Great. Well, I have the goals set up for myself, and I have 3 whys. So it's 3 reasons why, which also relates to what you say about Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins always says to find a reason why. That's the purpose. It's the juice. It's what drives you. And then 5 actions that I need to do. And these are the increments that I mean. These are almost like listing sub goals to that goal. So by January 19th, I would have to get to a certain action. By January 23rd, and you guys can split it up into increments that you think that match the goal that you're trying to achieve. And that way you have a better chance of achieving it. You're also not trying to go too far, and it's easier. I've actually had a few people who asked me personally a question about that. It's like, how do I know what my goal should be? It seems so far, it seems so big. So just go like that. See what eventually you want to get to, and set that up for the end of the 100 days. But then go back and tell yourself, if I want to, let's say, I'll give an example. If I want to lose 20 pounds by the end of the 100 days, okay? So how much would I have to lose every month to get to that? And then what does that mean that I'd have to do every week? When you get to the weekly, or when you get to the certain point in time that you chose to work with, then ask yourself, is that something that I can accomplish? And if so, what do I need to take on in order to accomplish that? So if mine comes down to, sorry for lack of like math ability right now, but if I have to lose, like, let's say, I don't know how many pounds a week. Let's say, I don't even know how many weeks there are in 100 days, but let's say I need to lose a pound a week. So what do I need to lose a pound a week? Do I need to start a certain exercise routine? Maybe follow a program that I've always wanted to follow exercise-wise? It's a great time, the 100-day challenge, to take on those things that you've been pushing aside. And I'll give you an example that some of you may relate to. I started on my first 100-day challenge, I started the RPM program, the Time of Your Life program by Tony Robbins. And I think that a lot, thanks to that, I actually continued and followed the program all the way through, because it's a program that's kind of challenging to complete. Some of you may have gone through that. So it's a great way to do that if you split your goals into chunks, and then you follow different plans and ways to get there, then that'll keep you going and you can measure it better and easier.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys a question. Following the massive action plan that they send us, I want to read out the things that they asked us to begin with. I mentioned some of them, like the massive action plan. I'm going to read out the rest once my computer actually allows me to. There we go. I'm going to read out all the steps that we should go through. And I want to hear where you guys are at right now. So the first step is identify your 3 to 5 goals. And I want you guys to really do that today. So focus is essential. So a smaller number of committed goals is the ideal strategy. All goals must be specific, measurable, and deadline driven. And step 2 is complete a 1-3-5 planning form. For each goal, mix 1 clearly defined goal with 3 solid reasons why you want to achieve it. Then toss in 5 specific actions you'll take along with target dates for completion, and you'll have a tasty little plan. That's what I did on my file. 3 is complete the contract with myself. Throughout the challenge, you'll be making daily commitments that must be honored. Sign, date, and post this contract in a highly visible location. This is a symbolic act, but you must remember that a commitment made must become a commitment honored, as each one definitely counts. Step 4 is keep score and monitor your performance. Built into the 100-day challenge are 14 checkpoints that are designed to measure performance and enforce accountability. These checkpoints will take place every 7 days. That answers the how many weeks in the 100 days question that I had. The report card performance grid is an invaluable resource and directly supports the after-action review. And step 5 is complete an after-action review at each checkpoint. The report card performance grid allows you to quickly identify the progress being made on your goals. The after-action review then helps you assess what happened and why. Plan adjustments will be made as a result of this feedback. And I think that is extremely, extremely important. And then there's like a little orientation checklist. You want to bookmark the 100-day challenge membership login page. You want to save your username and password or change it according to what you want it to be. You want to review the navigation menu, just get familiar with everything there, all the forms, all the videos, and stuff like that. You want to watch the top 10 tips for maximizing the 100-day challenge. And the other one, the goal setting for results video. Create your massive action plan. Download the accountability clock or the accountability coach. This is kind of like not a must, but it's cute. I decided to, the second year I kind of like was a little pissed off at the little accountability man that pops up on my screen. I was like, get away. But this year I said to myself, you know what? I don't want shortcuts about anything. And that's going to be a part of it. I don't want to like get pissed off when I see something. I think a friend told me yesterday something about someone who really inspired her. She was at Tony Robbins as well. And she said this lady told her that every time she has a reminder on her phone, she acts on it. She doesn't like snooze it. She just does it. And how crazy is that? She's like, there's no snooze button for life. Life keeps going. And I found that kind of like an incredible reminder of, you know, trying to at least become that myself. Try to snooze things less and procrastinate less. And so whatever, I'm going to have the accountability coach come on my screen, remind me to watch the videos and all that stuff. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to do it. Other things on the list is you can create a profile for the forum. There's actually a forum on the 100-day challenge page. And there's create a gravatar, which is totally not a must, but you can do it. That's a checklist. I want to know where you guys are at. And also, I want to know, before I asked you, actually, Alexandra wanted to say something. Sorry about that, I forgot. So go ahead and tell us what you wanted to say first, and then I'll ask again.
Well, it was just a question about the goals and how big should these goals be, because I did Date with Destiny, and I've got 4 one-year goals. Some of them I'll do in the next 3 months, but some of them are for the whole year, because some of them are making a phone call every week and writing a letter every month. So I think when you were talking about what kind of goals to set, because I always find with these things, if you set yourself a goal that is too big, and no matter how much you turn it down into small things, you physically don't have the time to do it. I can't run a marathon in 3 months. I have back problems, and it would take me time to train. So I think sometimes you have to be realistic about the goal without being without staying in your comfort zone. There's a bit of a paradox as to what you think you can achieve and what you can actually achieve without getting depressed that you won't achieve it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I think that's also where the after action review comes in handy, and putting these forms on online or somewhere where you can actually go back and edit them is actually useful as well. But
okay,
let's put it this way. Let's say you want to run a marathon within a year and not within 3 months, because you don't know if you'll make it within 3 months.
Yeah.
You want to ask yourself, what does that mean that I can measure within 3 months that would tell me that it's possible? So maybe you can run the same distance but slower, or maybe you could do a half marathon in 3 months and not do your best yet, but maybe that'll get you to kind of almost half the goal. And I think that, I don't know, but like a half marathon is an incredible result and something pretty measurable. And then you can really tell yourself what that requires of you, how much time throughout the week, how many times you have to run, and you can check in with us. And if after your first action review, you see that, one of the training that you did this week was hurting your back, then you want to go back and you want to change your goal accordingly.
Okay.
You guys don't want to, play around too much, but I agree with you that that's a bit tricky. You do, however, want to set a goal that inspires you. And usually it's those things that we know we want to do, we've been wanting to do for a long time, but we've been like pushing aside because we've had more important things or more urgent things that come up throughout the day and require our focus.
Okay. Thank you. That's really helpful.
Do you want to be the first to answer the question about like where you're at with this?
Yes, I will go first because I'm probably behind everybody else. I paid my money at 15 minutes before the call started. So I've watched 2.5 minutes of the first video. And that is as far as I've got, because I really wanted to be, I was panicking, and then and I've had stuff going on today and yesterday, and I didn't think I was going to call in, and then things changed, and I thought the important thing for me is to be on this call. So I thought today is the day. I've got time. I'm setting aside after this call. I'm setting aside a couple of hours to watch all of the videos, download the forms, fill in all the forms, and get myself ready for tomorrow. So, yeah, all I've done is sign up. So.
Welcome, Alexandra. First of all, it's great that you did it, and, celebrate that as a success as well, because you're on this call and you're registered to the program and you're already part of the small community of people who are actually doing this. So.
And I feel because I did Date with Destiny, and because I have got my 4 one-year goals, I've got a very clear idea of what my goals are going to be. So I'm not I'm not worried about what to choose because I've already got them in my head, and I'm going to do the RPM program as well. So
incredible.
but yeah, I just wanted to make sure I signed up really. So, and it's nice to see everybody.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And also, if you see that you have something from Date with Destiny about the goal setting that you'd like to share, it would be great if you post something on the group itself. If something comes up that can inspire others, that would be wonderful. Anybody else want to share where they're at?
One last thing about Date with Destiny. The idea about your goals is that they should be outside of your comfort zone. That is the whole point. If they're inside your comfort zone, there's no point because you can do them anyway.
Yeah,
so
it's
what's
not
the
challenging.
Point? Well, not bother. If you know that you can do them, why are you on this call? You know, it should be things that are outside of your comfort zone.
Totally. Awesome. Agreed.
That's fantastic point.
Yeah, this is Michael MP. I just wanted to say I haven't downloaded any of the forms. It's just like, wow, there's so much information just on the videos. I just was taking a lot of notes, and I know probably a lot of the forms come back and talk about that. But I know one thing he was talking about is ATM. It takes a four-digit code to, access your, the money that you want out of the ATM. So there is no shortcuts, like somebody just said a while ago. And like you were talking about the clock, like he was talking about the clock, how it has, it's there to set time. And of course, a scale is to tell you how much you weigh. Your gas gauge in your car always tells you when it needs a fuel. So, I mean, that's the why that actually pushes you. And that's the why that we need to have that in front of us all the time. Radar gun, the same thing with speed, and you'll see all that in the video, but those are just key points that I actually seen, and just like, boxing matches, they're 3 minutes long, and, football, basketball games and things of that nature, all have a time limit. And it's the same thing as us trying to get to a bus, to an air flight that leaves at a certain time. It leaves at a certain time. So we have to have deadline goals, which keeps us more accountable to really do what we need to do, and we know that we have to be at certain places at certain times. So we kind of lag and kind of don't, I guess, grow up or do what we need to do. Because for me, I could talk for myself. I've been an entrepreneur, been doing my own thing for 14 years. I haven't had a boss in 14 years, which everybody says, oh man, that's awesome. But, I have my ups and downs and times where I dropped the ball, didn't do a lot of things. And, now is the time to go ahead and get my goals set. And I mean, those videos, just the videos, those 3 videos that I seen, I want to download. I'm going to do everything that I need to today. It's phenomenal of, the growth that we can actually have in just this program here. And I appreciate it, because I've been looking for something like, man, I need to set my goals this year. Didn't know what to do, how to do it. And this right here is just, wow. I mean, you just go through the videos and it just makes sense because everything has deadlines. You're either pregnant or you're not, either you're going to commit to your you know what I'm saying? There is no, I think I'm pregnant, So, that's a key point. I'm a single dad, got full custody of my little girl. She's 6 years old. And for me for her to look up to me, I had to grow and go and grow through things, because if I don't even know where I'm going, how can she look up to me later down the road? She's just going to say, I'm not certain. I've got to have certainty in my life. But appreciate you putting this all together, and this is awesome, and I'm glad everybody's on.
Me too. And I want to ask you a question. What are you going to set aside? Like, what kind of new habit do you want to form to know that you're keeping yourself up with the 100-day challenge requirements? Like, how do you see it? Or what's 1 or 2 things that pop up in your head?
Like I'm going to change?
Yeah, or for me, for example, it's having a new morning ritual that includes the video of the 100-day challenge, that includes reviewing my goals every morning so that I remember, what I'm committed to, and little things like that, like little habits. Do you have anything like that in mind for yourself?
Yeah, same thing as well. And also too, I don't know if you guys remember Wes from Tony Robbins as well. Actually taking his course of working out. He's got it's really detailed of what to eat every day, what workouts to do. That's a phenomenal little workout thing he's got going on. So that's something I barely got into as well. And RPM is definitely something I have barely got to the 5th video. And trying to get that done too. I mean, it just seems like we got a lot on our plate, but at the same time, getting up earlier, making sure that, like he was saying in the videos, I need to have a certain time, because sometimes I sit on the computer and I know I need to do 5 different things, and then I'll start on one and then get onto another thing. And before I know it, I've been sitting over here for 2 hours and got a piece of everything done, but not everything. But if I can get here and I know a focus is that, hey, I'm getting up at 5:30 and I'm, studying, reading my Bible for 30 minutes before the 6 o'clock call. And then at 6 o'clock to 6:45, I'm getting, we're on these calls, at 6:45, I'm already getting my little girl up, getting her in the right state of mind, getting her ready to go to school, taking her to school. She's got to be there at 7:45. And then, just have just certain patterns that I do every single day, and don't deviate, and don't, just make sure that I stay in that course no matter what. And just like, I forgot who said that a while ago, but, setting our goals is, we have to get out of our comfort zone. For me, I know I'm going to have to do things that I'm usually not, I'm going to have to stretch myself. Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. I ain't going to lie, but as soon as I step out of bed and get my first cup of coffee, I'm good to go, or, drink my green drink, whatever it is. Got my little trampoline in the living room, whatever it is, just get that heart beating, doing our morning ritual that we usually do with Tony Robbins, and just getting in the mood and, just doing certain different things. But I'm excited. I haven't downloaded any of, the particulars of what I need to do and how I need to do it. But that's something I'm going to commit to myself. And, I'm looking for somebody that wants to partner up with me as well, because I want to be held accountable. And again, I know it sounds funny, either pregnant or you're not. And this time I'm ready to make a move, because I'm going to be 40 coming in 5 months. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I haven't done, and it's right now. If not now, when are we going to decide to make a change? And we're not promised tomorrow. So I've got to do something today, and I've got to make the best time of my life right here, right now, and moving on forward. So I'm very excited about this, and I'm ready to take this thing to a whole freaking new level, baby.
Awesome, MP. I love your energy. Who hasn't spoken yet and wants to share where they're at? Yes.
I do.
I would go.
Hold on one second. Let's start with Karen, because she already started. And who asked to join us now?
And who wants to go? Who was it that wanted to go after me?
Yes, I would like to go to Angel here.
Angel and somebody else.
Yeah, okay, well, Karen, you can begin.
I'm not much ahead of Alexandra, and I'm behind because I didn't have Date with Destiny. So I went in and signed up about a half an hour before the call this morning, because I keep hesitating. I've never in my life set goals, ever. I never have made New Year's resolutions. I just don't do it. I just move forward. So the entire program is 100% out of my comfort zone.
Wow.
Thank you. But I have to be different. Michael Padilla, you are so right. You're almost 40 and you need to take charge. I'm almost 60 and I thought it was too late. I feel like I'm saving my life right now by taking charge and taking control. I'm too old to just keep going on autopilot and thinking that that's okay. So I signed up this morning. I watched one of the half of the videos. I haven't done any of the forms yet. Yali, I'd love your Excel forms because I'm an Excel person and you're so good that you have them already set up. I love that. I do plan on coming every morning, and I just, while we were talking, downloaded the app on my phone because I did it on my computer. And watching the morning videos and checking in every morning to get every bit of value that I can out of this. I have an idea of what my goals are, but I don't know quite how I'm going to chunk them down. One of my biggest goals is going to be to implement the RPM plan from going through Time of Your Life. Thanks, Yali, for that. You're just fabulous. And So that's where I am. I have some, 4 really good goals, the obvious, the health, the financial. The RPM is one of the goals, is to get that complete and to change. My whole life I've been an employee, and I've always had good jobs, and I have to be grateful for my jobs, but they've always been grueling and always just taken up every bit of my life. And I want to change that this year. I've had enough of that.
Wow, Karen, thank you. That's incredible and so inspiring. It's touching to hear so far how committed you guys are to making a change in your life. It just makes me so much more proud to be on this call. So who else wanted to share with us?
Can I go next? Excuse me.
Yeah,
this is Angel.
Hey, Angel.
Okay, good. Wonderful. Yeah. So, well, first of all, thank you very much, Yali. You are a rock star. Thank you. Thank you for pushing us so hard. Second, I started actually on December 31st because I said to myself, hey, I have relatives here at home. I will not have time to do it, but I want to do it today. My life is so important. I don't want to, wait 5 more minutes of my life until I sign up. So regardless of the challenges, I started on, December 31st. Where I'm standing right now is I actually finished all the activities, all the actions for my 5th goal right before the call. So I am going to sign the contract right after the call today. And I have a few questions. It's kind of magic. When I started thinking about my goals on New Year's Eve and on January 1st, every morning I wake up and there's something new that comes to my mind. I say, I should fine tune that specific action. I should change that, why. So it gets stronger. So I found out that, these actions and these whys are a little bit of a dynamic thing. It's not something which is engraved in stone. It's something that changes because you realize that there are things that motivate you more. There are things that you should be doing that you didn't take as an action. But I also had, so this is what I'm understanding today. The only thing that I have to do to have all the checklists, the starting checklist done is the contract. But I have a few questions or comments to make. I'm on the phone, so I'm not seeing the screen. But for instance, many of the things I want to do to get done are things that I have to do every day. So it's building habits. So many of my actions have daily deadlines. So for today, I have plenty of actions I have to get done for today. Why? Because otherwise, I will not build that habit. So my question is, how do I, keep up with all those actions that keep on having those daily targets? Because I want to build those habits. So I guess maybe the answer is your spreadsheet, but I'm not seeing them, so I don't know what the good answer would be. And the second question would be, well, if we all have been at UPW, well, obviously we know the dramatic changes that's represented in our lives. But how did you the first time you engaged with the challenge, the 100-day challenge, Yali? How did you fine tune all those actions, all what Gary tells us every day, with what Tony, told us? Because I think that actually a few of my actions on my goals, on my 1-3-5 goal sheets, are related to trying to tweak the 100-day challenge with everything I learned and everything I know is important, following Tony Robbins' philosophy. So that's my 2 questions, and that's where I'm standing, and I'm fired up. I mean, I can't wait to reach my goals on or before April 10th, which is my 100th day.
Incredible. First of all, thank you. And thank you for, it's very inspiring that you've already begun. And And can you repeat the first question? Just give me a small reminder, because I already had an answer.
Yeah, no, I have so many actions. Yeah, I have so many actions that have daily time frame, daily deadlines. That how can I mean, what do you do personally to make sure that you see all of those actions in one place and you don't miss any day?
First of all, it goes like this. I think that it all relates to habits and rituals. I think that a lot of times, if we have a lot of things and they're in our head, then they seem a lot worse than they really are. So if you have all these actions that you know you have to do, and you go about your day, and your day begins, and they're still in your head, you're kind of in trouble because things come up throughout the day, and now you're worried you're not going to make it, and it becomes this whole mess. It's not that I had a brilliant strategy to begin with. If you'll see the videos of the first time that I did the challenge, I've had some very difficult days where I actually was so unproductive. I don't remember the last time I had days as unproductive as I had during my first challenge, where I just didn't do anything. I wasn't even that much into self-development yet, so I would get depressed and not get out of bed some days. But I still achieved a tremendous success. But the things that I've learned throughout the years to keep up with the strategies is find new habits and rituals. So for example, my morning ritual is like, people in my life know they cannot talk to me before I do my morning ritual. And that a lot of times that includes me having to wake up earlier or set aside a time if I'm somewhere else, or it means I have to push someone out of the way. It might not be the ultimate solution for you, but for me, first thing in the morning before any excuse comes up, having everybody in my life know that that's my time, and having that hour to do, yeah, I know you guys are going like, whoa, but having that hour to do the things that are important to me, including stuff that we've done at Tony Robbins that just connects me to myself and my core and what's important and my gratitude. Stuff like breathing and drinking water with lemon and putting something in my body that really will have me feeling better. Something like planning, doing a little bit of exercise. Now it's going to be more. But then also following up on those action items and putting them, scheduling them throughout the day and seeing where you can implement them. There's a lot of somewhere. Okay. Can someone mute? The person with the dog, mute yourselves, please. So I think all in all, it's a matter of practice and improvement. So you want to use the first week to see what worked for you and what didn't. Have a look and notice when it doesn't work for you, when you don't implement your action items. Why was that? Were you doing it too late in the day? Did you forget about it? Did you put too many things on the list? Don't forget that some of your action items should also include some, downtime, some things that that give you relaxation, that give you spirituality. Things don't have to be completely difficult to do necessarily or time consuming. You want to have some action items that support the different action items that you have, but it should be a challenge, and that's what we're here for. And it's all about improving that and improving those little rituals, and really think how you can engage other people in your life to fit together with the action items that you have. I'll just give you an example. If you have kids and you're saying, okay, I really want to get in shape right now, but I have to get my kids to school in the morning, I can't go work out, what can you do with your kids that supports both, getting closer to them and working out? Maybe you can find some form of exercise to do with them. Maybe you can make it a challenge for them to remind you to work out. Maybe it'll be fun for them to say, but Mom, you said you would work out this morning. You know, just like find different strategies for that and share them with us and see what works and what doesn't. There's never really a direct, clear, 100% working answer. It's really about finding what works for you, and use a challenge as your guide to finding that out and finding the best ways for yourself. What was the other question again?
Yeah, the other question is how do you try to match or to put, you know, Anthony Robbins' philosophy onto the 100-day challenge? So how do you make sure that
it's a good question.
Both things have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a good question, and it's something that I actually do want to share with you guys. First of all, I feel that some things really support the way that Tony Robbins works. For example, the fact that your action plan has 3 reasons why is incredible, because in Tony Robbins' RPM planning method, he really states that it's all about having a purpose. And you look at your kind of action items more as outcomes. You know, what is my outcome rather than what I have to do. And it's really a great way to think about your goals, as in what is the final outcome. For example, if we had a goal that we said the half marathon before as an example, then if you list, and I don't know if you saw in my form, I had my goal, and underneath that I had kind of a little explanation. So the way I'm going to have it this year is I'm going to have the goal, a measurable result, and underneath it I'm going to have, like, what does that mean that the outcome is, and I'll explain myself. So half marathon, let's say I say that I want to run within 100 days. Underneath that I'll have, so the outcome is to be in the best shape I've ever been in my whole life, and to feel like running is fun. Okay, that could be an outcome that whether or not I end up running the half marathon at the end of the challenge or not, I will still feel like I achieved the outcome that I wanted. And that's what the challenge is all about. It's not just about really getting to the goal. It's about the process of challenging yourself on a daily basis, and just the process of seeing yourself follow through with what you've said. That's an amount of integrity, power, and, you know, commitment that will make you such a better person in all aspects of your life, that you'll see yourself like shining, powerful, happy. You'll be an example to others. So that's my answer on how it relates to Tony Robbins. That, and also obviously listing things on the program that relate to what I've learned from Tony Robbins, whether it's doing the morning ritual daily, that includes stuff that I've learned at UPW and other programs. Also, oh, you guys lost me for a few seconds? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
we did. Yeah.
But you're good now.
Okay, so I said that was basically my answer on how it relates to what Tony Robbins says. It's doing, you know, following up in the morning with rituals that Tony Robbins taught us. It's following on different programs that Tony has throughout what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing the Ultimate Edge on this challenge. And it's really about, you know, getting the essence of who you can be and being who you want to be. And that's what everything we are about is about, you know. It's self-development, it's Tony Robbins, it's everyone. It's integrity, it's you can even add to your goals like who you want to be every day. Just play around with it, and if you find something inspiring, then definitely share. I'll do that as well. I'll share that. But it should support everything that you learn.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Yali.
You're welcome. Who else wants to share with us quickly?
Well, as we speak, I am registering on the site now. I'm making the payment too because it's never too late, and I didn't do before. And what else? I haven't read anything, but I have watched the Gary Blair, I guess his name. So he was one of the trainer coach on the Tony Robbins long time ago, I guess. And I'm going to today I'm traveling to Houston, and I'll come back tonight, back to Dallas. By the way, I live in Dallas. Yali, I've seen you in UPW a lot. And I met Pravina and her husband too. I live in Dallas, so if anybody want to meet me on Sundays, I'm available to cope up with as a team. I'm not available on Saturday because I do train people on software on Saturdays and rest of the week. Sunday is my free time to spend myself.
Awesome. And that's actually something that before we close, I want to ask you guys about, you know, how you think we should follow up with this and give you some tips as well. But that's awesome. And so first of all, thank you, Kishan, for registering. Welcome to the program. And
thank you so much.
Make sure you set aside some time today to work on your goals. And if you haven't started yet, then let's all begin tomorrow. Karen, you just lowered your hand back.
No. I want to know, could we have a weekly call?
Yes, I think we definitely should have a weekly call. If you guys can make the same time, that would be wonderful. Also, maybe split the calls up because this is quite a few people for just one call. And I think that will allow us to go over our after action review and make sure we're accountable to that. And just like you guys, some of you guys are like hurrying up and registering before the call because you don't want to be on it or miss it. Then I want you to feel the same way before each call every week, being like, oh no, I didn't do my after action review. I better hurry because there's a call. That would be absolutely perfect. So yes, if you guys agree, then raise your hand. There's a function for that. Actually.
I'm raising my hand. I'm raising my hand.
On the bottom of the screen, on the bottom of the screen where it says participants, if you click that, there's a place to raise your hand.
Yeah.
I guess if people are on the phone, they don't have the little hand.
Yeah, thank you.
They should have it. Okay, cool. Everybody lowered their hands, which is cute.
I clicked it twice, so somebody didn't do it. I got you.
Thank you.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So weekly it is.
I need to check out. Can I just quickly say goodbye and then I'll be on Facebook and find out what we're doing next.
Yes, definitely. And I want to tell the rest of you that I want to wrap up within about 7 minutes so that we all get a chance to spend the time working on our goals. So thank you, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Yali. As I said on Facebook, you are an inspiration. You are so fabulous. And thank you for keeping us all moving forward. It's really, really helpful. You make a big difference.
Yeah.
And to everybody on this call, I appreciate everybody here, and we're all making a difference. So thanks a lot.
You're a champion.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Karen. All right, so there's a couple more. Let's leave the last 2 minutes for updates, but who else wants to share? And I encourage you to share even if you don't have much to say, just so that we have you as present on this call, and so that you step out of your comfort zone. It's always good.
I have a question.
Yes, Pravina.
I just wanted to ask, because you have done this before, when you make the goals, you will have your action plans for each goal, right?
Yeah.
Do you act on pretty much at least one thing on each goal every day, or not really? Just whatever comes. One day you focus on one thing, and the second day you focus on the other thing. How did you do?
So for me, it really depends which goal we're talking about. For example, I had goals that related to my startup, which not all of them were measurable. Let's say I wanted to find a CTO. So I thought about like what that means to me. And in order to find a CTO, I found various ways to do that. One of them was I could spend some time every week posting online in different forums and things like that, and searching for a CTO that way. Another way is I can attend more conferences and events that relate to startups, and get to know people and ask them and talk to them. And another way could be using my connections. So that didn't necessarily require like a daily action like item, but I did wake up every morning. I read the goals. I had that in my mind. And then when I thought of like the things that I was going to do today, because that's how you're going to start your day. It's listing like 10 things that you want to do today. I would think if I could fit that in some way or another. So it doesn't have to be that you act on every goal every day, but you do want to consider it every day. You want to get to a place where you at least spend a few days a week doing something, and you can also plan that in advance. You can tell yourself, okay, I can't work out every day, but I want to work out 3 times a week, and I want that to be Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And so you can put little reminders for yourselves, and every day when you put you list your goals down, then if it's that day that you work out, then that's the day that you work out. It really varies, and it doesn't matter if you don't do something every day for each of the goals, but I do want you to think about each goal every day and see if there is something even in your mentality that you can approach that supports that. Because maybe you're working out 3 times a day, but maybe you can watch what you eat today, and that'll still support the same goal. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I need to quickly go because I have to start driving to Houston. I would say good luck, everybody. We'll get back on next week, I guess.
Yeah, if you can stay on for just 1 minute, because I want to wrap up either way. Unless there's someone who has a burning question.
Just real quick, I know you talked about it earlier. Are we going to try to partner up with some people just to hold accountable, or just the ones that want to do it? Did you?
So I want it to be something that's optional, because not everyone can do that. But I do think there's a lot of power in partnering up. So definitely use our, and this is to everyone, use our Facebook group. Use it to empower people. Use it to share your struggles. Use it to share inspiration. Use it to partner up with people and ask whoever's interested. Make use of the group. It's only ours. It's for yourself. Even if you're not comfortable sharing with everyone, these are only the people who are here to support you. So please make use of that. And we will have our weekly call. Let's keep it at the same time every week. And make sure that you have some time to go over your after action review. And if not, then you can do it right after our calls. But make sure that you do them. Another thing is take that time today and do not miss out on, listing your goals and doing the most that you can. Don't bother with reading all the content if that consumes a lot of your time. Just follow what I read out to you today, the first few things that you should do, and start by making your massive action plan, because that is the most important thing. Get yourself ready. If you haven't started the program yet, get yourself ready as far as downloading the app, making sure that you have those few minutes in the morning to listen to the video when you wake up. Form that as a habit before it's too late. Start tomorrow. And I usually like saying start today, but start tomorrow. And then leave yourself a couple minutes or a specific time to list out the goals for that day. Is that clear? Everyone with us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Those of you who don't know, there's also a group called UPW Morning Calls. Some of you have participated and some of you have not. If you feel like you want to be a part of a group that wakes up very early, it's 7 a.m. Eastern time, then it's about 2 hours before this call every day, Monday through Friday. We have morning calls from with participants of UPW where we just talk about different empowering subjects, and we start the day off strong and powerfully. That could be a great way for you guys to keep yourself accountable, but I don't expect all of you to have time to participate. You should just know that these calls are going on, and you can join our group on Facebook as well. If you have questions about that, then just write me and I'll give you more information. And let's spend the last few seconds just celebrating the next 100 days. I am so grateful for you guys. I want to acknowledge each and every one of you. It's a tremendous gift for me that you're on board with me this year. I am so grateful. I can't even begin to tell you. And also thank you for, for what you're going to cause for yourself, for each other, for the world, just by taking on these 100 days and challenging yourselves to be amazing and extraordinary. So let's celebrate by clapping our hands, everyone. Thank you.
Say yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yali.
Thank you, Yali.
If anybody want to share, if anybody want to team up, I'm open. And by the way, I'm a software engineer and I do train people. So I'm open for contact you guys, or you want me to contact, but I'm available always.
Right on our group. All right, bye everyone. Have an incredible day. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck. Keep us posted.
Yeah,
You too. Thank you.
Bye, Yali.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Yali.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.